Hello, this is Lee Liebfarth from PowerZone Trading, here to demonstrate some advanced trading tactics using the VSTOPS indicator. First, I need to point out that trading can be risky and that this presentation is for educational purposes only. All right, well, here we are looking at a 610 tick chart of the E-mini S&P, and we can see that we've got the VSTOPS indicator paper applied to the chart. And right now we're going to go ahead and set up our OSO order, and this is the type of order that's going to automatically generate two bracket orders that go into the two separate positions that we're going to take. We're going to go in with two positions or two contracts, and we're going to set two separate brackets at two different locations. So we're going to go ahead and put that in, and we're going to enter that as a stop market order right at the VSTOPS level. So you'll notice this is just a little bit outside the VSTOPS bar, and we talked in the earlier presentation about what this does for us. And here we see we get our fill. So we are now long two contracts, and we are we can see our orders that are in the market. On the downside, and I'm about to move it right now, is our stop order. This is set initially at 20 ticks from the entry point, and we can immediately move this as we see these VSTOPS dots, stop levels start to print. We can go ahead and take the actual trade stop and move it right up to that point. So at this point, you know, we are our stop loss is significantly less than our initial stop loss, and we're going to continue to move that up as the trade moves in our direction. And above us, you'll see there's two profit targets. One is set at 14 ticks and the other is at 20 ticks. And the goal here is to split our position so that we can take some profits when we reach that 14 tick point, and then we're going to continue to follow the trade using the VSTOPS. And that 20 tick profit target is kind of there as a safety net, but we'll move that out of the way, and hopefully the trend will continue to move up and even surpass that. Now, as we look at the market right now, a couple things I would like to point out is that you can see that the market has been pretty directionless up until this point. We've had some green and some red, but it's been in a pretty range-bound state. And the idea is that we're going to get in here on this trend, and it's going to break out of that resistance that it's created in the last three swings and give us a nice market move. And that's where VSTOPS can be pretty useful, is it helps us to get into the trend early, and then once we're in the trend, it will help us to protect our profits and to fairly aggressively move those stop levels up as the market moves. I also want to point, we've got a nice little bit of movement here. You can see those bars were just flying, and that was not time lapse. That was the actual market. We are looking at an activity-based chart. That means that these bars will print based on activity, not based on time. So in fast market moves like the one that we just saw, you'll see a bunch of bars print, and that really points out that we're seeing some good activity in the market. And VSTOPS reacts very well to that. You could see how quickly VSTOPS moved up and really pointed out that it was time for us to move our stops so that we could help protect profits. Now, at this point, I want to mention that our stop level is really only a couple ticks away from where our initial trade entry is. So we're at very, very little risk with this trade right now. You know, even though we haven't taken any profits yet, you know, the worst case scenario is that this would bounce back and we wouldn't see a big loss. In fact, what we would do is reverse the trade at that point and take a short position and ride it down, try to get make some money off the short if it went that way. So VSTOPS really, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't have an agenda. It will really just follow the patterns that it sees and provide either a long or short trade state. So we'll continue to monitor the market here, and as the trade hopefully continues to move in our direction up to our first profit target, we'll go ahead and keep sliding these stop levels up. And the stop levels, I mentioned that the VSTOPS uses a very fast volatility filter, and these stops tend to move a lot more aggressively and quickly than other types of trailing stop methodologies or even ATR stops. Okay, we've pushed our stops up here, and we're getting closer and closer to our first profit target. And I also want to point out that we are, you know, no matter what happens in this trade at this point, we're going to be profitable. You know, we've moved that stop level up, so it's you know, several ticks above our initial entry price. So, you know, worst case scenario, if this thing doesn't even reach our first profit target, it bounces back. We're gonna have a profitable trade on both these contracts. So again, a way that VSTOP can really help us is it's helping us to push those stops up. And a lot of times those stops will correspond to former points of support and resistance. Okay, once again, we're pushing our stop level up, and we're seeing a nice market move, a little bit of pullback here, but we'll see if this manages to reach our first profit target, at which point what we'll do is we'll close out that position and cancel automatically cancel the stop order for that single contract. And what we'll have remaining in the market is a one contract with a stop order, which would still be at the VSTOPS level, and a profit target at 2 points, but keep in mind that profit target is really just there for some security purposes. We'll push that out of the way if the price manages to reach that point.
Order filled.
Excellent. And the trade just reached our first profit target. So we've taken one contract off, and really we're just going to manage the second contract using the VSTOPS indicator. You can see, again, I mentioned that top profit target. That's really just there for security. We're going to go ahead and push that out of the way if price gets to that point. But at this point, we'll leave it here. I mean, if something flashed and or we lost connectivity, it's nice to know that it's still in there. 20 ticks is nothing to sneeze at. But at this point, we're in a nice trade. We've made profit on our first target, and we're guaranteed to make profit on our second target using the VSTOPS stop locations, and we're hoping the market's going to continue into a strong trend. Once again, I want to thank everyone for watching this video and point out that this is only one way that VSTOPS can be used in trading, and that VSTOPS is completely adjustable to fit many different markets and trading styles. Thanks for watching, and good trading.